As the offshore wind industry grows in New England, more infrastructure is needed to support these massive turbines. In 2012, the Port of New Bedford began to prepare for the future of offshore wind by upgrading their existing port, says Mayor John Mitchell.
The impetus for the New Bedford Marine Commerce Terminal was the Cape Wind project, and that's a really key piece of infrastructure, but it's not the only infrastructure that's being built. We're in the middle of a pipeline of nearly $1 billion worth of port infrastructure investment. There are many ports up and down the East Coast that want to get into this game, and so we're just trying to stay ahead of the pack.
Ports like Providence, Rhode Island, Salem, Massachusetts, and New London, Connecticut are just some of the regional ports vying for offshore wind developers. Chris Watterson is the general manager of Provport, the Port of Providence.
A typical year at Provport used to be about 100 vessel calls on an annual basis. This year alone, and we're sitting here at the end of August, we've already handled 105 vessel calls just for offshore wind.
As technology improves and turbines get larger, space becomes a challenge. Executive Director of the New Bedford Port Authority, Gordon Carr, says the city is preparing for the future by building a new terminal within the Port of New Bedford. This new terminal stands on what was recently water.
It's a complicated project that's using dredged material to fill that area and create the space. Early next year, it'll be another 10.5 acres of space that could be used possibly for more commercial fishing or to support offshore wind.
The Port of New Bedford is the largest fishing port in New England and the #1 commercial fishing port in the country, with an average of 1 million pounds of seafood coming through the port each day. With offshore wind moving in, New Bedford officials are doing their best to help both industries thrive.
We are the seafood capital of the United States. It's a big part of our economy. It supports thousands of jobs here, and we want to make sure that those industries continue to thrive. I believe that offshore wind and fishing can coexist successfully, but it will require continued open communication between the two industries.
That communication between industries is vital, says Jennifer Downing of the New Bedford Ocean Cluster, a nonprofit aimed at enhancing the city's existing maritime industries like fishing and growing new developments that are available, like offshore wind. One of their first initiatives is called Act Local, a program to localize offshore wind in the South Coast region.
The purpose of the program is to ensure that our local businesses and our workforces get the opportunity to work in offshore wind if they wish to. And that includes commercial fishing. There are opportunities in offshore wind for the commercial fishing industry to get work. For example, vessels can be upgraded and crews can be trained to do work like survey work in offshore wind and even some safety and guard work in offshore wind.
The jobs extend beyond opportunities for the fishing community. Both Ørsted and Vineyard Wind are completing construction with union labor, something Massachusetts State Senator Mark Pacheco says is vital for economic growth in the region.
We have training programs going on because we need a whole new skilled workforce, and it will be a game changer in terms of economic development, job creation. Right now, there's over 30 vessels that are being constructed. So the shipping industry, the construction industry is just expanding.
And we're in a prime position to take advantage of it, not just because of our geographic proximity, but also because we have the best seafaring workforce in the United States. We have a state that supports the procurement of offshore wind energy contracts. We have a favorable federal environment for the permitting of those projects. So when you add all these things together, New Bedford's in a really good position.
And you heard Senator Pacheco mention benefits to the shipping industry. A federal law from the 1920s, the Jones Act, requires that only U.S.-built flagged and crewed ships can move goods between U.S. ports.
Right. Many European ships can handle the size of these turbine components, but the U.S. is relatively new to the industry. We don't have ships that size that can handle this. And as you heard the senator say, there's sort of a building boom going on right now for new ships that can handle these components.
All right. Still ahead, what's next for offshore wind?